So I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and I'm not even joking, it's been eating away at me. I mean, I've tried to play it cool for months now, but let's just say it hasn't exactly worked out in my favor. Okay, so, you know how sometimes you meet someone new, and you're like, oh, they seem nice enough, but then as you get to know them better, you realize they're actually pretty cool. Yeah, that was Luca. We met in school, I think around sophomore year or something. He's one of those guys who's always been really popular, but not in a creepy way. You know what I mean? So anyway, we started talking, and at first, it was just your standard small talk, asking about classes, stuff like that. But then, things started to get more interesting. Like, Nate would come into the conversation every now and then, and Luca's eyes would light up, or something. It was weird. I mean, they're friends, but there's this dynamic between them that you can't quite put your finger on. Anyway, as we continued talking, I started to realize that Luca is actually really into Nate. Like, way more than he lets on. And I'm not just saying that because he always seems to be concerned about his well-being or whatever. It's like, have you ever met someone who's so clearly into someone else that it becomes a bit awkward? Yeah, that's Luca. Now, at first, I thought nothing of it. Like, what's the big deal, right? But then, things started to get a little more complicated. We'd go on group outings together, you know, Nate, Luca, and me, and Luca would be really distant. Not in a bad way or anything, but like, distracted. And I'm not even going to get into the whole, I think he's secretly pining for Nate thing, because let's just say it was pretty obvious. So basically, over the past few months, I've been trying to play it cool around Luca, but it's been a real struggle. Like, I'll be walking down the hallway, and I'll run into him, and I'm like, oh, hey, and he's all, hi, back, and then we're just standing there for a few seconds, awkwardly smiling at each other. It's pretty cringeworthy, to be honest. I've tried everything to shake off the feeling that Luca is somehow aware of my presence in his life, moving around more, changing my hair, even trying to accidentally bump into him. But nope, it just doesn't seem to work. I mean, every time we interact, there's this undercurrent of tension that just seems to build and build until... Oh, here we go. We're walking down the hallway right now, Nate is lagging behind us, and Luca has just caught my eye. And, okay, so basically, I'm about to find out if all my attempts at playing it cool have been for nothing. I try to maintain a nonchalant demeanor, like we're just normal people walking down the hallway together, but my heart is racing in my chest and my palms are suddenly slick with sweat. Luca catches my eye again, this time holding onto it for a fraction of a second longer than necessary. I force myself to look away, pretending to notice something on the lockers, but I can feel his gaze still on me. Nate strolls up behind us, oblivious to the charged atmosphere between Luca and me, and says, dude, what's going on? You guys lost in the hall? Luca chuckles and responds, no, we're just lost. He gives Nate a playful nudge, and I can sense the tension dissipating from his body. Or so it seems. Luca turns back to me, a mischievous glint in his eye, and asks, hey, Emania. Want to take a detour? My instincts scream at me to decline, but my brain is frozen in place, unable to respond. Nate looks at us curiously, sensing that something is up, but Luca just winks at him and says, don't worry, it's no big deal. I'm frozen in place, unsure of what to do next. Part of me wants to play along, to see where this detour will take us, while another part of me is screaming at me to hightail it out of there as fast as I can. Luca takes a step closer to me, his eyes locked onto mine, and I feel like I'm drowning in their depths. Suddenly, my phone buzzes in my pocket, shrill and insistent. It's a text from Nate, asking where we're headed, but before I can respond, Luca speaks up, we're going to the old oak tree on the quad. Just us. The words hang in the air like a challenge, leaving me wondering if I'm ready to take on whatever Luca has planned. My mind is racing with possibilities. What does he want from me? Is this some kind of test, or is it something more? My stomach twists into knots as Luca turns and walks away, expecting me to follow. And I do, my feet carrying me forward without any conscious decision, like a puppet on strings. As we approach the old oak tree, I can feel the air thickening with tension. Luca comes to a stop beneath its branches, his eyes never leaving mine. For what feels like an eternity, we stand there, the only sound the rustling of leaves in the wind. And then, without warning, Luca reaches out and gently brushes a strand of hair behind my ear. His fingers graze my skin, sending shivers down my spine. It's a simple gesture, but it speaks volumes about his intentions. I feel like I'm melting into him, my defenses crumbling under the weight of his gaze. My mind is screaming at me to hold back, to keep things platonic, but my body has other plans. Nate appears from nowhere, concern etched on his face as he takes in the scene before him. Imani, what's going on? He asks, his voice low and smooth. Luca's eyes flicker to Nate, a fleeting look of annoyance crossing his features before it's replaced by a calm, almost serene expression. Just getting some fresh air, he says, his tone neutral. I know better than to believe him. I can see the truth in Luca's eyes, this isn't just about getting some fresh air, it's about something more. Something that could potentially change everything between us. And then, in a move that catches me completely off guard, Luca turns and walks away from both Nate and me, leaving us standing alone beneath the old oak tree. "I'll be right back," he says over his shoulder, his voice carrying away into the distance. As we watch him go, I feel a mix of emotions swirling inside me. Part of me is relieved to have escaped the potential awkwardness of whatever was about to happen between Luca and me. But another part of me is left wondering, what just happened? And more importantly, what does it mean for our relationship? I look at Nate, who's watching me with an expression that's both curious and concerned. "What do you make of this?" I ask him, feeling a little lost. Nate shrugs, his eyes never leaving mine. "I think Luca was trying to tell you something," he says softly. "But what, only time will tell." As we stand there beneath the old oak tree, I realize that maybe trying to play it cool in front of Luca wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. Maybe I should have just let things unfold naturally. I glance up at Nate, who's still watching me with an expectant gaze. "You know," he says, his voice low and thoughtful, "I think you might just find out what Luca was trying to say." And honestly, the thought sends a shiver down my spine.